He just glanced casually down from his window, but unexpectedly witnessed a murder taking place. Trembling, he reached for his phone to call the police when suddenly the living room light switched on. It was his wife getting up for a glass of water. Realizing he'd been exposed, he rushed over to turn off the light, but it was too late. The killer had already noticed him. Not wanting to worry or frighten his family, he didn't tell his wife what he'd seen. After she returned to the bedroom, he carefully crawled back to the window, wanting to confirm whether the killer had spotted him. To his horror, the killer was staring straight up at him. He broke out in a cold sweat. He pulled out his phone to call 911, but somehow the battery had fallen out. He scrambled around on the floor searching for it when he noticed the killer was counting the floors, then heading toward his building entrance. Terrified, he quickly double-locked the front door and pressed his ear against it, listening for footsteps. But after waiting for what seemed like forever, the killer never came. Had the killer not seen him after all? Summoning his courage, he cracked open the door to check, and the next second, it had all been a nightmare. He'd waited so long that he'd dozed off without realizing it. It was now 4 a.m. Thinking the killer probably hadn't spotted him after all, he decided against calling the police and went back to bed. What he didn't know was that the woman downstairs wasn't dead yet. With her last bit of strength, she fumbled for her phone and managed to dial 911. But the killer hadn't left. Seeing this, he brutally struck her several more times until she stopped breathing completely. The next morning, the man found the area below swarming with police. Looking at the bloodstains by the flower bed, a wave of guilt washed over him. Before heading to work, he went downstairs and stood where the killer had been looking up at him the night before. Gazing up at his own window, he realized the killer must have seen him. Fear gripped him instantly, and his fear was justified. The killer had indeed marked him as a target. With no security cameras in the complex and the victim not being a resident, no one came forward as a witness. The case hit a dead end. Desperate to solve the case, the police captain led his team door to door, believing someone must have seen what happened. But no one dared admit to being a witness. The captain understood. The residents were terrified of the killer's revenge.